Hi, I hope you're having a great day today. Thank you for joining me while I talk about my favorite stationery from the last little while. I'll be talking about each piece, which ones I thought I would really love at first, which ones were actually surprising favorites, and why they have been my favorites for the last little while. So let's get into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about today are my note cards that I've been using quite a lot. I bought these Foglietto A6 sized note cards. I bought these ones that are in 4 colors. Actually, the pink ones I've been using a lot. And they are the grid ones as well as the dot grid ones that come in 4 colors as well. There's 120 of them in each set, and they're fountain pen friendly note cards. I've been using these a ton when I'm taking notes on books that I'm reading or just information that I want to keep as a sort of note card commonplace system. I definitely want to do a video on that in the future, but here you can see I've written quite a few note cards already, and I've also made my own little dividers too, so that's been really fun. Here's those pink ones that go with this set here, but they're so much fun to use, and I love that I can use my fountain pens on them and they look great. The Foglietto note cards have been in my hands constantly lately. Continuing with the theme of ephemera pieces, I've been using these quite a lot. These 4 are from my paper game stationery haul, which I do have a video on, and this one is from my mom for my birthday. She very thoughtfully made this purchase for me and thought that I would love them, and I do. It's a Tim Holtz ephemera pack that I rifle through quite a lot. These ones are great because they're long and thin and come in neutral colors, and I can circle the month or the day and the date, which has added a nice touch to my spreads in the past. And the same with this one, but it has the times of day and it comes in 3 colors, so I use those quite a lot. I like the fact that this ticket is purple, and I haven't seen very many purple tickets, so I really wanted this one and I've been using it a lot. It comes with so many pieces, so it looks like I haven't used it at all, but I really have, I promise. And this one I've used a few times. I want to use it more, but it's just so cool that it has these little stamp pieces that you can make your own postage stamps out of, or at least fake postage stamps. So I want to use this more, but I've been really enjoying it when I have pulled it out of my stash. In this ephemera pack, there's 95 pieces. There's lots of different sizes and colors and shapes to use, so there's always something new, it feels like, even though it's the same pack. And I tend to rifle through this to find the perfect pieces for my spreads, and sometimes I end up adding my own ephemera pieces. You can see this one looks a little bit familiar, just to keep things interesting and keep things all in one place. Sometimes it's fun to mix and match with what you already have. So I've been enjoying using these in my journal spreads as well. We all know how much I love pet tapes, but some washi tapes have also made it into my favorites list lately. This is a ticket themed washi tape from Miu Beam. Again, it's really neutral and you can use it for almost anything, and I love that it has the perforated edges and looks kind of like a stamp, but also being ticket themed, so that is really nice. Same thing with this one. This one is Lily of the Valley themed, so there's some flowers in there, and it's a dark green but still pretty neutral, and you can use it in lots of different spreads, which I have been doing and really enjoy doing so. This one has a little bit of blue in it and is gray and white and black. You would think, as someone who uses really colorful things, that these wouldn't be my favorites, but it's kind of nice to have some go-to pieces that I always know will go with whatever I'm trying to do. So something with a little bit of blue in it is really nice for those spreads where I'm going very blue. These pet tapes you might have seen before. They're from Paper Game as well. This one is gorgeous because it has all these little pieces like the stamps and roses, and it looks very vintagey with flowers and, you know, a quill and paper and ink, things like that. Motifs that I can use over and over again, which is great when you have 10 meters of a pet tape. I talked about this one a little bit in my unboxing video for Paper Game as well. Same with this one. Mushrooms have been a big theme over and over again for me. I love the colors. I love how bright they can be. And this pet tape especially, it has really big pieces in it, which is really nice for when you just want to put one thing down and it already kind of looks like a finished piece. And then there's also really small ones, like little mushrooms here, or little circles, or little cutoffs of pieces from plants and things like that. So it can be nice to have the ability to go really big or really small in the same spread. So that makes it really versatile to me, and the colors are also gorgeous, so why not use it a lot? And finally, you've seen me use this quite a lot. It is the gold foil handwriting pet tape from Fairy Ball. And there's little elements, there's writing in different languages, there's English, and I believe there's also, there's some music notes and small and big pieces. And because the rest of the tape is matte, it's really nice that the gold shines through, especially when you put it on a spread. You don't see the shininess of the backing like you do sometimes with these ones that are glossy. You just see the shine come from the gold foil, which means that the gold is front and center and you don't have to worry about it getting lost. Another unexpected favorite has actually been these pencils. They're Mitsubishi pencils. They're the High Uni HB ones, and I got a pack of these in a giveaway from Noteworthy Stationery, which is a Canadian stationery shop out in Vancouver. They sent these over as well as a few other things, and at first I was like, what am I gonna do with regular pencils? I'm very much a fountain pen girl. I barely ever write with pencil, and I was kind of like, okay, these are fancy and they look really nice, and I love the colors, and like the smell of the wood is really nostalgic and really nice. But I was like, I don't know, like they're great, I don't know if I'll use them. And then I sharpened a couple and I started using them, and I was like, oh, these are really nice actually. I shared a few with some friends as well, and they really liked them too. So it was definitely an unexpected favorite, and now I use them to take notes. I use them to underline passages in books, and I like having one around just for the feel of it. And there's nothing like a freshly sharpened pencil to make you feel like you're taking notes on something really important. It's sort of the same feeling I get with fountain pens when I write with them. So an unexpected favorite, but if you're at all interested in pencils, I definitely recommend trying one of these out. Speaking of note-taking, that brings me to this next thing that has been one of my favorite pieces I've been using a lot. This is a little pen case that attaches to the front of your book or your journal and keeps a few things safely there. It's adjustable, so it has this little cord here, and you can adjust how tight or how loose you want it to be, and it very snugly fits on the front of this book. So you could very easily put, here's one of my pencils, but you could very easily put a couple of fountain pens in here if you wanted to, and they fit nice and snug and they're not going anywhere. Unlike pen loops, which I feel like are a little bit too vulnerable or leave your pens a little bit too vulnerable, and your pens can kind of like flop around or get damaged or something like that. So this seemed a little bit more secure to me, especially as I'm, walking around my apartment with this book. It keeps everything together. I have my pencil, my pen, and I can just go anywhere without having to worry about it. I believe this is from Midori, and it's a leather piece. The only downside to it is that it won't allow your book cover to sit flat because these pieces are pretty bulky here, so my book kind of looks like it's stuck open. I don't really mind too much, but if that's something that bothers you, definitely keep that in mind. This book as well is one of my favorites as of late, The Myth of Normal by Gabor and Daniel Maté. It's been fun to use the note cards I was talking about earlier to take notes, and also functions as a bookmark as well. And I've been going through it slowly and using my pencil to underline passages that I think are worth looking at again or even keeping as a note card. So these two together are some of my favorites as of late, plus my little pencil that's inside. Another favorite thing of mine, which is more of like a storage solution plus some washi tape, is this tiered shelf unit that my dad got me from the States. It's this little shelf that sits on my larger shelves, and it actually holds a ton of washi tapes. It's really fun because I can just pull out the drawer that I'm looking to use, and I can see everything that I need and pick the ones that I want and then put it all back very nicely. I was running out of storage solutions, so this is helpful. I keep my tweezers in here so that I don't lose them, and some washi tape that I tend to gravitate toward or use a ton. So those favorites you saw earlier usually sit in the top here, but it's this perfect little storage solution space. I think it's supposed to be used for markers and pens and things like that, but I thought that it was so fun that the washi tape fit just perfectly. And this huge pack that my mom got me with 50 different washi tapes has this perfect little shelf and home on my larger shelves. The last thing I wanted to talk about, which isn't actually stationery related, but you do see it on this channel, is this nail polish that I've purchased recently from Mooncat, which is an indie brand in the States. I've loved them from afar for a while. Then I got a gift card for my birthday, and I purchased 7 different ones that I saw on their website. I'm wearing one of them right now. It's this one here, and I've just been loving them so much. The sparkle, the color, they're all so unique and interesting and different than anything I've tried before, and they tend to stay on for a long time because they're really great quality. So if you're into nail polish or you're looking for a new brand to try out, I definitely recommend Mooncat and these colors specifically, because all of them have just been so good, especially this one. I think this is my absolute favorite. It's Cosmic Cowboy. It's like this bright purpley cobalt blue with pink and multicolored glitter inside. I love it so much. So that is also one of my favorites as of late, and a secret piece that you tend to see in my videos, even though it's not stationery related. I hope you enjoyed chatting about my favorite stationery with me today. It was so much fun to show you everything I've been using a lot lately. Definitely let me know which one was your favorite, and if you have any favorites you've been using a ton, I would love to know. If you want to see more of the things I love to use regularly, definitely check out my first favorites video where I talk about my journals, my fountain pens, and other pieces that I also still use quite often. I will see you in the next video. Bye.